And I'm gonna prove everybody that there's levels to this. And I'm not playing when I'm saying I'm gonna break his. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. And my only objective is going in there and inflict as much damage as possible on David Morrell. I'm going for the knockout.
It's getting personal now?
It's been personal.
The rivalry between David Benavidez and David Morrell is heating up as they prepare for their highly anticipated light heavyweight showdown on February 1st, 2025, at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Their recent press conference made it clear there's no love lost between them.
David Morrell, when he says,
let me. I want to.
You don't have power for this.
You don't have.
I don't have power for this.
I don't have power. No, I don't have power.
Not for this.
I'm gonna show you.
They broke my mouth.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna break
Hell
your fucking mouth. I'm gonna break your
Talking
all that
mouth. Hell
talking all that.
Hell
When you have a jaw brace, son,
you don't have
that's
power.
gonna be. That's
man,
my gift to you.
You boys,
that's
you know,
my gift to
more
you.
better, man. Like, shut the fuck, bitch. What the fuck do you mean?
What are you saying?
You know, man, you're a stupid.
I'll beat the.
No, man. Okay, what do you do? Okay, baby, what do you do? Whatever you do.
All right. And then I want you to come ready because I'll beat the. I want you guys to give me. I want you guys to give me the props I deserve. All right.
Whatever you do.
We'll see.
Whatever you do.
Benavidez offered a handshake, but Morrel wasn't having it, leading to a fiery exchange between the two. Things got even more intense when Benavidez shoved Morrel, who responded by hurling his WBA regular title belt at Benavidez's head. Security had to step in fast to keep the situation from getting out of control.
You know, first of all, I tried to shake his hand. You know what I mean? I try to be cool. Because last press conference, you know, we did this talking, but then in the middle, after, we was cordial, we were shaking hands and stuff. So, no, I was just expecting the same thing. This is my birthday today, so I didn't really want to get too aggressive.
yeah, gotta go get some cake later.
No cake. But, I tried to shake his hand, kept running his fucking mouth. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna let nobody disrespect me like that. You know, especially, I don't know who this guy thinks he is. He thinks he's the hardest person in the planet, so I'm gonna beat the fuck. And there's nothing else really left to say. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter, yes, but I'm gonna make all these great fighters look average.
Both fighters are determined to make a statement in the ring. Benavidez, with an undefeated record of 29-0 and 24 knockouts, hasn't held back, stating, "I'm going to hurt David Morrell as much as possible." Morrel, also unbeaten at 11-0 with 9 knockouts, isn't fazed by the threats. Instead, he's staying focused on his game plan and confident in his ability to win.
Complicated fighter. You know it's gonna be hard, but now that all this is happening, how you feel different about him?
That's more fuel. That's more fuel to the flame to go in there and do what I gotta do. Now, I'm really gonna go in there. I'm gonna put a beating on him.
Okay, so we're waiting, guys, in case you are watching the stream. We're waiting for David Morrell to come back here and try to do this in a Pacific way.
The rivalry between David Benavidez and David Morrell is more than just a fight. It's a battle of egos, styles, and championship ambitions. Their recent press conference turned explosive when Benavidez issued a chilling warning to Morrell, saying, "I'm going to kill you." While clearly meant for hype, the comment underscored the real tension between these two undefeated warriors.
There's been a lot of bad blood with this build-up because of what's happened at the press conferences. You as a bystander, what'd you make of what happened in Miami?
I wasn't there though, that's the thing.
Morrell threw the belt at him, David ducked.
I don't know why the belt. That's something you don't do. What if there would have been, someone said he was a kid or something? If you don't do that. And that's how you know he's not how he says he is. He walks around like he's from the fucking hood, like he's gangster. None of that shit. Why are you gonna throw a belt? Why not pass the belt down to the side and go handle it? If you're really mad, you're really about that, I mean, it is what it is.
Did that type of response surprise you? From him?
It just made me seem like he's a
Benavidez, known as the Mexican Monster, boasts an unbeaten record of 29-0 with 24 knockouts. Famous for his relentless pressure, powerful punches, and iron will, he's determined to prove he's the best super middleweight and possibly earn a shot at Canelo Alvarez. In the lead-up to this fight, he hasn't hidden his dislike for Morrell, calling him disrespectful and vowing to make their matchup a war. His fiery temper was on full display at the press conference, where his aggressive words and a physical clash only intensified the drama.
David Benavidez, American from Arizona, from Phoenix, Arizona. Debut 2013 through 2021. I think he is still fighting. His last fight most likely occurred in 2021. Oh wait, November 13th, he's got an upcoming fight versus Jose Uzcatagu, Colombian. But his last one took place March 13, 2021. 24. And we got another undefeated.
David Morrell is going to put up one hell of a fight. I just think David Benavidez is not what people think he is. I see a highly skilled fighter with good fluidity in his punches and his moves. The guy, to me, is one of the best fighters in the world. And I'm talking about skill-wise. Like, he got fast hands. He throws great flurries. He knows how to break you down systematically. His defense is far better than people give him credit. Him against Oleksandr Volcic, I was like, brother, this guy looks great, right? He just need more time at 175, which I think he got.
David Morrell and David Benavidez are going to fight.
Yeah.
Is that a fight that you're...
Oh, got it. Yeah. Well, the story with he and I was, I met him when he was a kid. And he told me, I'm going to be a world champion someday. And then I run into him and he's a world champion. That's happened to me so many times, usually with MMA fighters, not boxers. But that's when I was sort of kicking the tires of boxing. And yes, I will watch that fight, if that's the question you're asking.
David Morrell, the WBA regular champion, has made a name for himself as a slick, powerful, and technically sharp fighter with a flawless 11-0 record and 9 knockouts. While he has fewer pro fights than Benavidez, he's determined to prove he belongs among the best. At the press conference, Morrell showed zero fear, refusing to shake Benavidez's hand and even launching his championship belt at him, making it clear he's ready for war.
Man, no secret for everybody that Benavidez were, you know Robocop?
Hey, the Hawk, stop.
Yeah, that's it. Look, the Benavidez versus plan. It's 12 round. These times they're really secret. I never fight plan before. I think it's so plan have too much power for Benavidez. So he's the big guy. He's stronger too. So you have like the good lefts. You training hard. You have power. You have everything. Nothing for you.
Keep your head up.
I can dance. I've moved. I can dance. Benavidez can dance. That's it.
The stakes couldn't be higher for this fight. Both Benavidez and Morrell are out to settle their rivalry and prove they're the top challenger for Canelo Alvarez. Their February 1st, 2025 showdown at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas has already caught the attention of boxing fans, who are eager to see Benavidez's relentless aggression go up against Morrell's skill and precision.
He says, quote, "I don't want to fight someone who doesn't mean something for my career. And the best out there now is David Morrell."
I see him coming up to 175. He's talking a lot of shit. So I'm going to shut his ass up. And also, it would be a bigger pay-per-view if we wait later. His name is not that big, but, I don't give a...
They just talk the way you want your fighters to talk. They're all about the smoke. They want to fight everybody. It seems like whoever would win the Morrell-Benavidez fight get the shot. But at the end of the day, we got a guy who wants to fight a tough guy.
David Morrell is so good. David Morrell is a high-risk, low-reward fighter. You have to overpay people to step in the ring with him. If you don't overpay him, you won't get him in the ring. It's as simple as that, Jack. So, David Morrell going in 2024, one of the most exciting fighters, got an exciting style, has a fan base in Minnesota. That's the knock on the Cubans. No international distribution on the Cuban feed because they don't show the fights. Has a fan base in Minnesota. Now we need to see the fights. Vladimir Shishkin, Christian and Billy. Any of those guys on the back end of the top 10, I want to see them in with him.
This fight isn't just about their rivalry. It could reshape the super middleweight division. A win for Benavidez would strengthen his case for a blockbuster fight with Canelo, while a victory for Morrel could catapult him into superstardom and establish him as a top contender. The stakes couldn't be higher.
There's a huge demand for this fight, Dave Morrell and David Benavidez. For me, though, I never had a huge demand for it because I think it's a bit early for Morrell. And when you look at his last fight, Riyadh season, David Morrell didn't look that good. But a lot of people don't think David Benavidez looked that good against Boston. I thought he looked great. I just thought he gassed out, but I thought he looked phenomenal. This fight, though, reminds me a bit of how they moved along Vargas. Remember when Vargas fought Trinidad? People wanted that fight until they saw it. He was a little too young, and he was showing a lot of promise, but I think they moved him along too quickly. Don't be surprised if David Benavidez give him a boxing lesson. David Benavidez, I think he's going to show some movement, shoot the jab, be busy. I think Morrell has a puncher's chance, and I think it's a phenomenal puncher's chance because he's so athletically gifted.
Benavidez and David Morrell, right? This is the type of fights boxing needs. Two young fighters, great fighters in their division. They moved up to 175. They were at 168. The fight wasn't made there, but 175, David said, you know what, let's make this fight happen. The first few pictures, it looks like David has some weight to take off. He looks like the Tyson Fury of the 175, but that doesn't matter, right? It's all about your fighting technique, your fighting style. I think David Morrell has a great opportunity to showcase his skills, but I don't think it'll be enough to beat a David Benavidez. I think David Benavidez has a little bit too much power and too much combinations for David Morrell. David Morrell hasn't, fought anybody that is maybe top 2, top 3. David Benavidez has been in there with Caleb Plant, has been in there with some good fighters. So he is coming into the fight the favorite. But let me know what you guys think of that fight, all right? Let me know what you guys...
With fight night approaching, the bad blood between Benavidez and Morrel promises this will be more than just a clash of skills. It's a battle for pride, control, and the opportunity to be crowned the best in the division.
Here is David El Monstro Benavidez.
First of all, I just want to thank God for everything. Probably am possible. I also want to thank my wife, my son, my daughter. My father was able to use Sam Lukowitz, all PBC. Luis Kubis, all Hammond, and here we are again. I told you guys I was going to give you the best fights that you guys wanted to see, and we're here again. We got this guy. He's been talking about me for a while, for about 2 or 3 years. Disrespecting me, disrespecting my dad, disrespecting my brother. So now, you want to take it personal with me. So I'm personally going to break his fucking mouth. So you have something to remember me by.
I want to know who in these dudes' heads that they trying to fight in January. They ain't no main event, man. Don't nobody know David ass, man.
Shit.
David's not a main event.
They got to
learn. Them got 1 million followers combined. They ain't got 1 million followers, Ness.
I don't know what they got. I know they got to learn. Like my man did 175, then he did 62. Then they put you on the undercard. Like, bruh, like that, I mean, keep building. He should be pushing for this undercard right here to be on this tank undercard again.
So you want us to be back on the undercard, so you just hate.
I'm afraid that he's going to do a show in January and it's not going to be successful.
We ain't got time to be hot.
David Benavidez is not a main event fighter, man. That's to prove my fucking point, man. Anyways.
It's more about...
he ain't about his dance partner, man.
It's more about Morrell. Nobody knows Morrell.
Boxing experts are buzzing about the upcoming fight, with predictions of a thrilling battle. Many think Benavidez's power, aggression, and strategy will give him the edge, while others believe Morrel's speed and technical skill could present a real challenge, making it a tough one to call. Eddie Hearn has shown respect for both fighters, applauding Benavidez for stepping up to face Morrel, a highly respected contender, even though he doesn't need this fight. Hearn emphasized the importance of matchups like this in boxing, pointing out how rare it is to see top fighters go head-to-head.
Listen, I'll give massive props to Benavidez because I've rated Morrel very highly for a long time. In Los Angeles, I got to watch him up close, and I really wasn't impressed with what I saw, but I just think he had an off night. He's a very good fighter, and Benavidez really doesn't need to be taking that fight, but he is. So listen, big respect to David Benavidez. That's a great fight, and we want to see great fights. I hope there's more fighters like David Benavidez that said, no, I'll back myself. I don't give a fuck about Morrel. I know everyone rates him and he's this Cuban killer. I'll beat him. Get me in with him. Fair play. Well done, David Benavidez.
Great fight as well. Really, really good fight. It's great to see us, isn't it? I mean, boxing's flat at the minute, but I really, really rate Benavidez. Hard to look past him, that one for me.
Fraser Clark also expressed his excitement and admiration for both fighters ahead of the Benavidez versus Morrel bout. He called it a fantastic matchup but favored Benavidez to come out on top. Clark highlighted Benavidez's physical attributes, speed, and overall skill, mentioning that he's been consistently impressed by his performances over time.
It's a rocket of a fight, that is, it's one of them. I wish I could go watch that live, because I think that's going to be a good tear-up, and, saying that we're still in January, I'm not going into camp yet. I might have to make an appearance for that one. That's going to be a bolter. I think Benavidez, just because every time I watch him, I get more impressed with him. Do you know what I mean? And then I spoke to someone who was in the gym with him a few years ago and just said he's just a different animal. But saying that, again, these 50-50 fights, they're so hard to call. Do you know what I mean? But I'm going to go with Benavidez.
Benavidez is determined that after defeating David Morrell, he'll cement his spot as the top fighter in the super middleweight division. With his relentless aggression, sharp precision, and raw power, he's set on proving he's the undisputed top contender. Ahead of the fight, he's spoken confidently about having a solid game plan and staying fully committed to it. He believes his strategy will showcase his skills and lead to a clear victory, further solidifying his dominance in the division.
So I got a couple things I want to talk about. You got David Benavidez fighting David Morrell. Now, David Morrell's only got like 11 pro fights or 12, and he's undefeated, Cuban guy. I think he's Cuban. And he's a good boxer. But I don't know. I don't know if he is going to beat David Benavidez. David Benavidez was a big 168-pounder. Now he's at 175. He looked real good against Gvozdyk. But Gvozdyk was, hadn't fought in a while. If it was the Gvozdyk, I think that fought Beterbiev. Even though he lost, he was winning the fight mostly until he got stopped. He's a great boxer, but he's past his prime. But I can see David Benavidez winning this. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I know I say that every fight, but it's just I'm getting better and better. I'm more experienced. Now I'm physically, emotionally, spiritually. I'm at one with myself, and I'm just ready. I'm ready. These are the type of challenges I want. I don't shy away from no fight or no fighter. You know what I mean? And that's definitely what I'm going to show February 1st.
Do you think you break them down later in the rounds? Do you catch them early and break them down early like we saw with Andrade?
To be honest with you, I'm going to just put a game plan together and I'm going to just follow my game plan. I don't know if it's going to come early. I don't know if it's going to come late. But I will be trying to knock them out. That's what I do every single fight. I go in there and I just break people down and I beat the shit out of them. It's going to be the same thing.
Given the last performance, I know you said at the post-fight you were injured, you're dealing with a lot of things. What do you make of the perception of David at 175 from fans now? And do you think it's fair?
To be honest with you, I don't care what nobody says. I know exactly what I do. I know that 7 weeks left to the fight, I tore an tendon. 8 weeks left to the fight, tore the tendon. I got closer to 4 weeks only using one hand.
The tension between David Benavidez and David Morrell hit a boiling point during a media workout in Miami on December 17, 2024. The event turned physical, adding even more fuel to the fire and increasing the anticipation for their upcoming light heavyweight title fight.
What do you make of the nerves that were displayed by David Morrell up on the stage there? Maybe a little bit out of character.
To be honest with you, I think, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I just know that when it comes to me and him, at the end of the day, it's only going to be us in that ring. But I'm here to show him that, I'm going to keep this energy up. And, he's in for a long, long night. When I tell him I'm going to break his mouth, that's really what I want to do. I'm not playing around. I'm going in there, and that's exactly what I intend on doing.
What was the main thing that he said that really got you going and really making you say that he want to break his jaws?
I can't remember word for word what it was, but you guys have heard him. You guys have seen that he's been saying that he's gonna knock me out, that I'm not nothing, this and that. So now it's time to live up to that.
Why his jaws? Why not ribs?
Oh, well, the ribs too, but the jaws the only thing I can think of right now. But we're gonna put a beat on him, man. I know it's not gonna be an easy task, but this is the type of fight I want. This is because I think this is gonna show. I know this is gonna show what level I'm at.
Benavidez has been upfront about the personal beef between him and Morrell, saying, "He doesn't like me, and I don't like him. This animosity has been obvious in their pre-fight interactions, including a tense moment during a media workout where Benavidez shoved Morrel, leading Morrel to throw his WBA interim title at him.
You know, to be honest, the reason why I took this fight, and I was, I already had it planned that I was going to take it, but because Morrel has been talking a lot, he's been saying that I'm scared of him, this and that, and I think this is just a way of me proving that it doesn't matter who it is, I'm going to get him in the ring sooner or later. And I told people that, and now we're here, February 1st. It's going to be a big fight. I'm very excited, and I'm excited I add that WBA title to my collection of belts.
It's definitely a tough one to call. Benavidez brings that relentless power and aggression, and his strategy could definitely give him the edge if he can push the pace and dominate. On the flip side, Morrel's speed and technical skills make him a dangerous opponent, especially if he can keep his distance and outsmart Benavidez. It really depends on who can control the tempo early on. Benavidez's power could overwhelm Morrel, but Morrel's finesse could neutralize that aggression. Personally, I think it'll be a battle of wills, but I might lean toward Benavidez for his overall pressure and power. How about you?